Since 2008, when the global financial sector crashed, came into serious crisis, what we have seen all across the globe is austerity measures triggered by cuts in budget, and these cuts usually take place in areas that affect human development, early child care and all whatnot. That has also endangered quite a number of jobs in some critical areas, and these areas are those that affect mainly women. Now, what you get as negative impact of such cuts is that human development is slowed down, and so issues of poverty and all whatnot actually creep up more. Now, all of that have been going on for the past approximately 9 years, and so they are now coming to a boiling point that if something drastic is not done, I mean, the effect after about 15 years will be catastrophic. So I think it makes all the sense in the world for the United Nations at this point in time to put human development, that is people, in the front burner of its General Assembly. So yes, it is commendable.
All right, some other nuggets talking about the theme for this year, that's of the issue of climate change. And the new kid in the block talking about Donald Trump making his debut at the United Nations General Assembly this year. What do you think will happen? Do you think he will shift ground? Do you think he will reconsider signing on the climate change agreement again?
Well, as you and I are on this program, he is actually on the stage at the UN General Assembly, making his own speech. So it is impossible for us to be able to know exactly what he is telling the world right now. However, if past records are anything to go by, I mean, since the past 8-9 months when he took over office, and in the period of his campaign to be president of the United States, we do know that the Paris deal is actually in jeopardy as far as Donald Trump is concerned. However, there appear to be some ray of hope in the horizon, because one way or the other, he has been softening his tone in the past week leading up to the UN General Assembly. So it is likely that the United States is not going to pull out completely, and that will mean a lot of positivity for the climate change deal that had been signed in Paris. So yes, let's hope they stay on.
All right, Collins, at the end of this General Assembly, it is expected that the world leaders will come together and sign an agreement talking about elimination of nuclear weapons. And who is not there right now as we speak? The leaders. Russia is not there. Chinese is not there. Talking about North Korea, slipping that one in. How do you think that will work out? Talking about eradicating nuclear weapons.
Yeah. You see, you've summarized it, and that summary is that the key players in terms of eradicating nuclear proliferation are not present in the General Assembly as we speak. But of course, the world will go on without them, even though they occupy very crucial positions in terms of getting rid of the ugly situation that we have at this moment. Now, what is worrying is the fact that they do occupy some very influential positions in terms of getting North Korea to behave, but they have decided to take a transactional approach in terms of looking squarely at how it will benefit them as a country, and deciding not to step up the game on North Korea. However, like I said, this document is going to be signed, and I believe that thereafter diplomatic solutions will be heightened.
Okay, our own president is also there, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the press secretary gave us a sneak peek into what he will be talking about, asking the world powers, asking the world to help us repatriate our monies back into the country. But down back at home, there are a lot of agitations going on. Do you think the world will take that seriously and not talk about the issue of IPOP, for instance, not talk about the issue of restructuring, for instance?
Well, the world has got a lot to talk about Nigeria. Repatriating stolen funds of the country that has actually crippled the economy and, make people suffer untold hardship is indeed one of the issues to be talked about. But closely related to that are actually the same points, the same issues that you have raised, IPOD, Boko Haram, and so on and so forth. These are all related one way or the other to a crippled economy, heightened poverty, high level of youth unemployment, and so on and so forth. So you see, we expect that when the world talks about repatriating our economy, our stolen funds, that is Nigeria's stolen fund, the world should also be interested in how the government of Nigeria plans to, reinvest these funds that would have been repatriated back, such that the trickle-down effect of such investments will help to solve youth restlessness that actually gives rise to, issues around agitation for Biafra, Boko Haram, and so on and so forth. So with one stone, it is hoped that several birds will be killed.
Okay, back to Donald Trump now, and is the issue of red tapeism when it comes to the United States. Do you think the United Nations will take him seriously and perhaps reduce the bottleneck when it comes to functionality of the United Nations?
There are signs that the United Nations has been poised to reducing red tape even before Donald Trump announced that he was going to be president of United States of America. So let it not come across as if that the United Nations is fighting red tape and all sorts of bureaucracy because Donald Trump said so. No. The current UN Secretary General actually campaigned for the position of Secretary General on the platform of reducing red tape and bureaucracy. So yes, I think the political will is there, and I believe that the gentleman in charge now, the Secretary General, is not paying lip service to to the issues of bureaucracy. I do hope that he's able to gather enough momentum to be able to get it sorted out while he has the opportunity to do so.
All right, quite a lot to look forward to there. Many thanks, Collins Nweke, for your contributions and your time on TVC News at this hour. Many thanks.